When you're doing the vibratory sensation, is to see if the patient or your partner can actually, how long they feel the vibration of this tuning fork through their foot. So you want to hit it, hold it right there, put it on the back of the toe. Christian, let me know when you don't feel this anymore. Okay. Okay, so it's still going, but he didn't feel it. That's fine. He does have good vibratory. Light touch. While he's got his shoes off, close your eyes, please. And when you feel the touch. Now. Okay, so he has good light touch. And then we're going to do the sharp, dull, and 2-point discrimination. I like to use a tongue blade. You can use whatever as long as you have a sharp end and a dull end. So close your eyes and tell me when you feel sharp and when you feel dull. Sharp, dull, sharp, dull. Okay, so he has good dark. And I would do this in the lower extremities as well on both sides. Now we're going to do the 2-point discrimination. So you let me know when you feel 2 becoming 1, okay? 2. So he has very good indiscrimination because he has no indiscrimination point. He felt that all the way together. So he had very good discrimination. He had no discrimination. So that completes number 19. Okay, we're going to do number 20, which is the lower extremities. So if you can push can you come over to this side so you can see? Usually you would do this with the patient lying down, but we're going to have Christian just kind of show me pushing in some hands. He has very good strength. Kind of bend your knees up a little bit. And I'm going to hold my hands on this side and ask him to try to push Christian's knees hard. Very good. He has very good strength in there. And then we're going to do the range of motion. And while he's sitting there, I can have him do the knee. Extend. The knee, of course, is a hinge joint like the elbow, so it can only do extension and flexion. The ankle, we can do circumflexion with the ankle. We can do pronation and sublimation with the foot. And then, of course, the toes, you can curl them and spread them. And if you had a shoe off between them, put it back. So let's do the hip if you'll stand up. And abduct your hip out, please. Just kind of move it out. There you go. And then move it this way as well. Okay. And during the time that he was doing that, I would be checking for crepitus. So you probably you'd have your hand on his joint trying to check that out. Oh, the reflexes. We should go count everybody else for reflexes. All right, we're going to start out with the reflexes. So we're going to do the triceps, the biceps, and the brachial. Those are on the top upper extremities. The triceps, we're going to hang your arm very loosely, and it will let it drape over mine. Take the point and go up above the elbow, and you'll see that he has a very small one. Let's try with the wider portion. So that was the triceps. The brachial, we're going to put our thumb over the brachial ligament in there, and you'll notice he had a reflex there. We're going to do the brachial reflex. That was the biceps reflex. Put it over the brachial area. This is the brachial reflex. And we won't see much movement with this one, but you'll see a little bit of movement. So you'll feel that bony prominence there, and you go a little bit up above it. And those are the upper extremities. Lower extremities, back up on them. This is the patellar or the knee jerk. And just ask them to be try to make sure they're very loose. Measure a little bit down below the kneecap. He has a very small one there. Small reflex action there. Then the Achilles, you're going to support their leg so that they can be loose. Just kind of let loose. Let me hold your leg up. And your Achilles heel, you're going to be And sometimes you'll see a little bit of reaction, and sometimes you won't. He's a little nervous because he's a little stiff. The plantar reflex. Come off there, shoe. Did you grow that shoe on? Plantar reflex, you're going to make a J shape. And Teresa, keep it. You're going to go from the heel, and you're going to bring it up and come over like that as quick as you can. And you notice that he's ticklish. His toes should actually not spread out. So, you think it's your Hispanic stuff making your toes spread out? Maybe Hispanics have positive Babinski. But the toes are supposed to gather together like a grasp reflex and cling down to the foot. So you would probably document that as a little bit abnormal, because even though they didn't spread totally out, they didn't go totally out. So that is all of the reflexes. Now your peripheral pulses. Yes? Very good, Christian. I would have missed 7 points, right? So Christian would have said, and all of those reflexes are graded 2+, except for that one that was kind of. So we would have made sure that we did our reflexes, grade our reflexes. And since we're fixing to do our pulses, we got to be sure we grade our pulses. You can look in your book, but +2 is normal. So our brachial pulse, of course on a child it's going to be higher up, but on a human, such as Christian, even if he does have a Babinski, we're going to feel for our pulses. And remember, when you're feeling for a pulse, you're feeling for an artery, and you want to feel it to where it's close to a bony prominence so that you're able to feel the brachial. And you just want to feel till you find it. And Christian has a +2 brachial. Radial, same way, you want to push it up against the bony prominence. Got +2, better than its brachial. You do the ulnar. Some people, you have a lot of trouble feeling the ulnar. Got a really good ulnar. Everybody has a good ulnar this year. +2 with the ulnar. Popliteal pulse, of course the femoral pulse, you're going to be sure when they're lying down doing their abdominal, you want to press in and feel for the femoral pulse. It's a little bit difficult when he's sitting up and he's in that position, but you want to be sure that you do that. Popliteal, you're going to put both hands around the knee to where your fingers meet and press inward. +2, popliteal, awesome. And then you're going to go down and you're going to feel the tibia. This one's a little difficult to find, but that's a +2. And then we're going to do, this would be a better foot to do it on. We're going to check for the pedal pulse. If you'll go from the toe and then about midway, +2 pedal pulse. So there are your pulses. Is that all of them, Christian? You want to do your mail? Okay, then we're done. Thank you. Say bye-bye. Send them a bill.